Welcome to the Web Talk Show. My name is Nico Gutjahr, and today you're gonna meet two guys from the US who have written music history by releasing 100 songs in 100 weeks. Now their first album is out called New Beginnings. Welcome, Bryce Savage and Cameron Wales, and together they are Neffex. How and where are you guys?
I'm in California. I'm in close to Los Angeles, and I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
I am awesome. I'm doing well. The coronavirus thing has us all a little bit freaked out, but and we're all getting a little cooped up, bored, cabin fever. But other than that, I'm doing well. And we're out in LA. So we're actually in Beverly Hills, LA. And that's where, our home studio is. That's where our house is. We've got, a pool, a nice little place to relax while all this craziness is going on.
That sounds awesome, and you look great. You look like summer.
Oh, you know what? I'm trying to dress my best because, otherwise I'll just be in sweats and a t-shirt all day because there's nothing to do.
I'm very proud you do that for me and the Web Talk Show.
How about you? Where are you at right now?
Thanks for asking. I'm very good. I'm awesome. And I'm in Berlin, Germany right now. And we're happy because finally the first Neffex album is out there. How does it feel for you?
So good. So good. Honestly, it doesn't feel that real. We've been waiting to do this for years now. And this is we used to come out with this song a week, obviously, with 100 songs. And it's been crazy to really sit down and finally work on such a big project and polish it up and get it out to the world. So really excited.
The first album is out, New Beginnings. By the way, great track. One of my absolute favorites on the album. Tell me, why did you name it after that song?
Oh, thank you. No, first of all, thank you so much for listening to the album, and glad you love New Beginnings. That's one of my favorites too. And we named it New Beginnings because our story was kind of this group, indie, kind of on the outskirts group that made 100 songs in 100 weeks and kind of made this name for ourselves where we grew this fan base that really loves us and appreciates us. But that was just kind of our claim to fame. 100 songs in 100 weeks, all these streams, yada, yada, yada. We really, really, really have always looked up to, big time artists, people who make full-length albums, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory, stuff like that. And so this is kind of like our new beginning into that artist world where we're coming out with our first ever album. It's got a bunch of eclectic sounds on it, everything from pop to hip hop to rock to punk rock. It's got all of that on it. It's just kind of our new beginning into this world of being an artist, being an album releasing artist.
And you think there are some fans disappointed because they thought maybe they would put up 200 songs on that album?
That we definitely have a lot of comments on our YouTube that are like, yeah, so when's the next 100 songs in 100 weeks? Or how about 100 songs in 100 days, boys? And we're just like, oh man, what did we do? What did we get ourselves into?
I guess you had a lot of fun by doing the video to Worst of You. We see a little boy getting his first tattoo ever.
That's right. Yeah, no, honestly, that was definitely, that's why that one's pretty much my favorite track for this album. Was doing that music video was probably one of the best times we've had recording and stuff like that. So it's been awesome. So that was exciting.
I saw you back in the years also doing videos just hanging in the pool with beautiful girls.
Okay, so we did a lot. Yeah, we were doing that and we're back. And we kind of did a lot of jumping with our music videos and stuff. But we just try to have fun. So as long as we're having fun.
And that is what it's all about also in life.
That's right.
There must have been a wave in the whole industry when you were hitting 100 songs in 100 weeks.
It was just kind of not known that we were doing that. We don't have a ton of press. We don't have a ton of articles. We didn't do a ton of interviews. We just kind of sat in our apartment and just made song after song after song every single Wednesday. Only later did we realize we actually broke a record because there was an artist that came out and he set a new Guinness World Record for 52 songs in 52 weeks. It was like the most consecutive weeks. And we were like, wait a second, we did 100 in 100 weeks. So
100 songs in 100 weeks. Which one was the best?
Ooh, which one was the best? So obviously Rumors is like our big, our go-to favorite, just love it. And it's grown so well for us. I would say my favorite and best is probably Flirt, and I don't know why. It's just one of my favorites, to start screaming on stage and just going ham. So I like that one. I think that one would be best.
And you're the lucky one. I asked Bryce which is the worst.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, wait, which one did he say?
What do you think?
Did he say Dreamcatcher?
Ooh, really? You gotta hit me with this? Let's see. There's one. It's called Dreamcatcher.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's, yeah. Nice.
It's not bad, but it's got this like screaming part in the beginning that I just wish I would have done something completely different for. It just starts off a little too heavy, but like the rap parts and the drop is pretty cool, but still I cringe every time I hear the intro screaming part. So that would be Dreamcatcher. Don't listen to it.
You know, out of 100 songs, there's got to be a few, but we still love it for what it is. So it's still art that we made.
We had no idea what we were doing. We just wanted to keep coming out with music. It was working for us. But yeah, we didn't really have any other artist reactions during that time. Now that we're kind of in the scene and we're kind of talking to people and collaborating and stuff, anytime we tell that story, people are always like, whoa, 100 songs in 100 weeks, that's insane.
There are people out there saying, hey, we want 100 songs more. Are you going nuts by that idea? Or are you saying, well, maybe...
We never know. I don't think we'll ever do it as frequently as we did.
Not too many people knew about us. Half our fan base was in Europe.
But honestly, who knows? It's kind of... the 100 and 100 kind of just happened as we were doing it, so we don't really go in with the expectation that it might happen, but we do love making music, and you know, it's always a possibility, so see what happens.
We didn't get no one was hitting us up for press interviews, no one was hitting us up for calls, nothing like that, so thanks for reaching out. This is great.
I'm happy you take the time for that. So your music is still usable for everyone on YouTube?
Yeah, so that was kind of our way of, we didn't have any contacts in the industry. We didn't really have any friends or anything like that. So that was our way of marketing, was we saw all these kids that were creating such cool content, gaming content, nightcore content, workout videos, playlists, all this stuff on YouTube. And everyone was getting frustrated because, you know, if you want to use the latest Drake track in your sick gaming montage that's going to get 3 million views, they're going to claim it. And they're going to claim all that money and take all that money from you, and you know, this is your income stream. So we kind of started this copyright free playlist where we did 100 songs in 100 weeks, and we just every week it was a new song, a new vibe, completely copyright free for these YouTubers to use in their videos, to create really cool content. And it was a magical thing watching all these different videos made with our music.
Unbelievable. And now here we are, first album out and 3 features. Who is with you on the CD, on the album? So
we have Jez Dior, who we're a big fan of. We also think is needs a little bit more he needs to be discovered a little bit more. He's awesome. Like he deserves it. He's really dope. And then we have Roses, who everyone knows for her massive track with the Chainsmokers. She's a fantastic vocalist, awesome singer, and super sweet girl. And then we have Mason, who is also up and coming, has this huge TikTok smash called Psycho, which a lot of people have heard. I even made a TikTok to it. It's a great song. And he's coming out with, you know, you guys got to go check out his new stuff, because his next project it's a vibe for sure. And I think he's going to be a very impressive artist one day. But yeah, those are the 3 features we had. We have respect for all of them. They're all great people, good people, fun to work with. No egos, nothing like that. So it's exciting stuff.
It sounds great. And there are a lot of great musicians out there, and some have left the planet already. Which of them you would have loved to be on your first album?
That's a great question. I think Jimi Hendrix for some guitar work would be amazing. Prince, just because then I always look up to them for guitar stuff and all that, and they kill it. So I would say those 2.
What do you think Bryce answered?
Kurt Cobain.
Well, actually, this is hard. It's either Juice WRLD or Lil Peep. Oh man, or X. All those guys were pretty. I have respect for X because of how versatile he was and how unique he was. I like Lil Peep because I love guitars. I love the grunge guitar. I liked his look, his style, his vibe. The way he did his vocals was so unique. And then Juice WRLD, I just think, is the catchiest dude out there. So if I had to pick between the 3 of those for this album, I'd probably go Juice WRLD.
I thought you would say Chester or Kurt Cobain.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going like dead. I thought when you're saying, okay, I thought you meant recently dead. Yeah, Kurt Cobain, obviously. He would be my number 1. Like, we would make a smash together. But yeah, RIP to all of those great artists. But yeah, obviously, I grew up on Kurt Cobain. I I think 3 or 4 years old, in the car when they announced he was dead on the radio, and my mom pulled the car over and just started bawling. And, I was only, I didn't really know what was going on, but when she told me that story, I was like, oh man, that's wild.
Cameron and you met, is he cool with it when someone calls him Cameron?
Oh, how dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's totally cool with it. Yeah, he doesn't care. Cameron.
Cameron, you met on high school and you were in a band. Who was in there first?
So Cam was actually, we had been in multiple bands. I had been in screamo bands. I had been in punk rock bands, all sorts of stuff. And then Cam was in this separate band. I didn't have a band for a little while. I was just kind of doing my own thing. And then two of my buddies, who were also two of his buddies, were in that band. So I didn't know who Cam was, but I knew who the other two guys were. And I basically joined that band, got introduced to Cam, and the rest was history. He and I just hit it off, and we've been best friends ever since.
And best friend chemistry is one of the biggest things. And was there ever a moment when you two were thinking about splitting up?
No. This whole time we have just been grinding, like absolute grind mode, making sure the best music has been coming out. So there's nothing, I think bands split up when things start to get easy, and then they start thinking about the petty small stuff. But when you're coming up and you're trying to grind and whatnot, I think you stick together because, there's bigger problems to face. So you face them together. But once things get a little too easy for a group, then it's easier to focus on little things here and there that bug you about each other. Or, you don't take the trash out. Like, why don't you take the trash out? And then all of a sudden, that's what breaks a band up,
When was the first time you recognized in your life music is a big part of your DNA?
Man, I think I always relate just kind of going through feelings of middle school and high school, and watching MTV was a big thing for me back in the day, with music videos, and just wanting to I just loved artists. I loved the idea of what they did, and being able to express yourself, and being a musician. So I'm pretty sure I first watched Travis Barker back in the day, and I really wanted to play the drums, and I got the drums first, and my parents took those away pretty quick, and then I moved on to playing bass. So I was just kind of all over the place, but I would say definitely back in middle school, high school, just figuring out how much I loved being in a band and stuff.
Travis Barker is awesome.
He's so cool. I know, he's my favorite. He's awesome.
So cool. How much did you and Bryce change over the years?
Honestly, a lot. I would say it's just kind of through our experiences and stuff of being with, we did everything so much independently growing up, and kind of just self-starting ourselves and really grinding, and now working with the label and stuff like that. It's been a little bit more of just a crazier time of kind of polishing up our stuff.
I recognize something. When I see all the videos of you guys, you look way better today.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? I look homeless in the other ones?
Not homeless. You look, I would say, different. You look a bit more happier. Your face is more open today.
Honestly, just more freedom. We've just been really happy lately. We've been really happy just being able to put out our own tracks and get this album done and stuff like that. So it's been awesome.
I've never been good at taking a picture, social media, selfies. I've just never been good in front of the camera, and I'm working on it. I usually don't like getting dressed up. I don't like things that take a lot of work. That's why I love tattoos, is because you put them on and you're done. They're just always there. They always look cool. I like getting my ears pierced because you put them in, and I sleep in them. I do all that stuff. I generally don't like jewelry, but I'm trying to spice it up a bit, trying to be cool. We're all trying to be cool, right?
You had also great success in Europe, especially in Germany, I got the feeling. Your 2019 tour, Germany was sold out fast.
Oh my God, we love Germany. Germany is such a special country to us. They've been there since day one. They love all the heavy rock stuff, which we're like, thank God there's still people out there that they fuck with the heavy guitars. They love that stuff. And so we have always had a huge amount of respect and love for Germany. They showed up in numbers and with energy. I will be honest, there was a couple shows in Europe where culturally we're out there headbanging, going crazy, doing all this stuff, and they just kind of sit and watch. Germany was they were into it. They were screaming the words. They were headbanging. They were jumping all around, and it was it was just a sight to behold. We are so proud of our German fans. We love them to death. And they're our day oneers, to be honest. They've always been our strongest country, pound for pound, basically.
When was the first moment you two realized, damn, we made it. It worked out?
There's multiple times. The first day that we ever like received a check for money for our music was like, wait a second. This is decent money for streams. Like, this is pretty cool.
You know what? Tour was one of our bigger moments, and we were so excited to get out in front of everybody and do that. Like, that was such a nice time. And I think that was the first time we really looked at each other and were like, dude, this is crazy. Like, just meeting fans and being able to talk with them face to face, and that was such a good experience. So that was our first time. It was awesome.
Quitting our jobs to go full-time as musicians was like, oh, dude, we made it. Like, there's been other stuff. We've, got new, like, bigger spaces to live in. We've built out studios. We've made new songs. But there was nothing like going from working a 9 to 5 and grinding on music to being able to just be a full-time musician and pay the bills. It's one of the coolest things ever.
And if I remember correctly, on your bucket list is, besides a lot of people singing your lyrics and cheering to your songs, a Grammy.
Yes, yeah, that will be our biggest accomplishment. So we're really shooting to get there, man, and it's gonna be quite a grind, but we're still working towards it. So gotta keep climbing.
I'm kind of doubting that because I heard your new album, and I'm guessing there are some chances.
We're hoping. Honestly, we never try and get too excited too early. So, but who knows? That'd be amazing, honestly. But we'll see what happens. If it's not now, then we'll keep working towards it.
And you will succeed. I'm totally sure.
Oh, thank you.
You two and I were big fans of the 10,000 hours idea.
Yes. Yeah. B is pretty big on that, and so am I. I love. You really do. Just got to study and hone in on whatever craft you really love, and just understand that in your first few hours, it's not going to be that great, but by the time you hit the 1,000-hour mark,
10,000.
You become 10,000. There you go. You become a professional in what you do, and it's kind of incredible how that works. And it's just a big test of patience and working towards it.
So how many years do you feel as a professional musician?
As a professional musician, probably like 3 years, but have been really training for it for about 8 to 7 years now. So it's definitely been a grind, which is crazy.
What was your life and Bryce's life before becoming successful with Neffex?
Oh, I worked a lot of jobs before. But my biggest one was working in construction. I worked in construction for about like 2, 3 years. Also did hotel work. I was a jeweler store employee, and I think there was another one in there, but those are the ones I remember. But construction was the biggest one. I was doing construction, and Bryce was working for a company called World of Dance. So just doing some desk work, and we used to travel around for that company too. So it's crazy. We used to do a lot of stuff for that.
So there's the physical age, which is also the number everyone knows when you ask, how old are you? But how old is your mental age?
Oh, that's a great question. I would probably say I'm around 21, 22. And I'm hoping that hoping at some point that changes, but for now, just kind of enjoy it. So.
And for all the guys and girls who don't know how old you are in real life, how old are you now?
I'm 27. It's so old.
No, that's not old. I'm 36. Getting old is great.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, it hasn't really changed me that much, so it's kind of just fun. See what happens.
And now with New Beginnings out now, how does it feel for you? A whole album by Neffex.
Dude, it's been quite the journey, going from releasing 100 songs in 100 weeks to 16 songs in a year, or whatever it ends up. I think it's 16. But there's a few that we're thinking about adding a bonus track. We don't know quite yet. But yeah, going from that to slowing the process down has honestly, it's been nice. I think the tracks are more polished. I think they're cleaner sounding. And we went in a direction that wasn't as heavy rock all the time. We kind of tried to polish ourselves in artists, stuff that we're like, we could hear on the radio and be like, oh, this competes with like everyone else. This is some good music. So that's kind of what we went for on this album. We want to see how it reacts. We want to see how our fans like it. We want to see how it reacts with the rest of the world. And, you know, see if we can get a song to chart. See if we can really get people to be like, oh, who's Neffex? And start coming and listening to our 120 plus song catalog and just, you know, fall in love with the music, because that's what it's all about.
How much rockstar attitudes you two got?
Oh man, I got mine right here. I've been trying to not drink it this whole time, so I got one. I got one so far, but working on a second soon.
The brand new album New Beginnings by Neffex is out everywhere, and please, ladies and gentlemen, buy music. Just don't listen to it via stream.
That's right.
Bryce, Cameron, thank you very much for being on the Web Talk Show today.
Dude, thank you for having me. This has been awesome. I loved all your questions. This has been a joy. And yeah, if you guys could buy the album, stream it, do whatever you can, because hopefully you guys love the music. That would be awesome. We can't wait.
You now have an unbelievable opportunity. You can now say into your camera what you always wanted to say, but never have yet. And I'm very curious what this will be. And ladies and gentlemen, the world is a beautiful place. Please take care of it, that it stays that way. See you soon at the Web Talk Show. Bye-bye.
What? That is such a big statement. Let me think real quick. What have I always wanted to tell people? I've always wanted to motivate people to be their best. I don't like when I hear people complain. I just want you to fight and succeed yourself.
I know a lot of people out there know me as a cat person, but I also like dogs as well. So
no one's going to help you really get there. You got to help yourself. You got to be, you got to be hard-headed. The music industry is a tough industry, and that's not the only tough industry. There's so many people who need to have self-belief, have self-worth, find out what you're good at and attack it as hard and as passionately as you can. But yeah, that's all. That's what I got. I'm sure I could have had something more insightful written down, but no, that's what I got, man. Just keep fighting. Everyone, keep plugging away. It's a beautiful opportunity to be alive in this world. So just enjoy it.
Thank you.